voice has a story, every truth has a spark, and our my 2 cents drops wisdom that lights up the dark. Breaking it down, just facts and soul, with that smooth talking rhythm in full control. In case you didn't know, she's got something to say. From headlines to heartlines, every single day. Tune in, lean in, let that insight flow. It's real talk, deep cuts on with the show. Mic on fire with a take you won't miss. No fluff, no fear, just truth in the mix. She's the voice in the static, the calm in the noise, dropping knowledge like jewels, reclaiming the voice. Late night or morning glow, you'll feel it in your bones the way she flows. Hard truth, soft landing, all in her tone. She makes you feel a little less alone. In case you didn't know, it's more than a part. It's perspective, connection, and lifting the fog. So plug and press play, let the good vibes go. You've got a friend in your feet, now you know.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing this beautiful Saturday? Hey Christina, hey Shay, hey Michaela, hey Blessed and Chosen, hey Angela Wilborn, hey Kimberly W, hey Kay Brown, Cheryl Wagner, True Slayer, hey Karen Young, how y'all doing today? Hey Patricia, I didn't see you. Patricia Jefferson, y'all doing all right? Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me? Thank you, Teresa. Happy Saturday to you too. Okay, good. Thank y'all for answering that. Hey, Embers, E-Baby. Hey, Michaela. What y'all been up to today? I almost didn't come live. I didn't even realize today was the day that my husband died 6 years ago until my sister-in-law actually called me. I knew I woke up not feeling well, like in a depressed mind state, didn't want to get out the bed. And every time it's an important date, I feel like that. And hey, Roz, every day it's an important day. My body just shut down. I might not remember the date, but my body lets me know that it's something going on. And this morning, I just did not want to move. My sister-in-law called, said, "You okay?" I said, "Why wouldn't I be?" She said, "You don't know what the day is." And when I looked at the date, I was like, "Lord." And I knew this from earlier this week that it was coming, but it just crossed my mind. But anyway, guys, thank you, Cheryl. House chores, about to step out and get some sun. I think I'm gonna leave and go do something when I thank you, blessed and chosen. I think that I'm gonna leave and do something when I get through with this live. I'm not gonna stay up in the house today. I gotta get my mind off it. Thank you, Impressy, baby. I'm glad you were able to catch it too. Y'all see what the title is about. We keep going back to that because it's funny how people forget. And it's, everything this guy has done over the course of this, they've never showed an outrage for anything that he's done. But they keep wanting to talk about Kevin. Now they're talking about Kevin's child. They keep wanting to talk about Dawn. They talk about everything, but what he's done is like he's gotten a pass on everything he's done. And like he's the golden one. He's the one that they learned to protect. They've learned to protect because they're trying to protect her. But we haven't forgotten nothing he's done. And he's over there trying to pretend he's this uprighteous guy, but I'm gonna remind him too, you're not the person that you pretend to be. And in case people forgotten, we're gonna keep reminding them that he's not the person that he pretends to be or that they pretend that he is. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. Thank you, Shaw. I'm sorry. Thank you, Shay. He can never compete, and I think that's his problem. That's why he started doing the things that he did, because this man knew that deep down inside that Briana, when he got with Briana, she was still in love with Robert. She tried to say she was moving on, and they tried to say she had moved on and so happy, and she didn't need. But that girl was still in love with Robert, and he would not. Johnell would not be in the picture had Kevin been able to counsel them back together, because that girl still wanted her marriage. And the reason she shoved Johnell down our throat was because she was trying to get back at Robert. And I saw this video today. I hadn't seen this video before that he did, but y'all remember that song Breathe On that Maine did? He was on set, or he was somewhere, and he was playing the song, and he was telling the people that this is the song that this guy made because my ex left him to get with me or something, he was saying. I was like, when did Briana leave Robert? Robert got rid of Briana. Robert didn't want her anymore. They get that story twisted. Hey, Valencia, they forgot that Robert was the one that wanted out. Bree wanted to save the marriage. So it's like a lot of facts that they seem to forget, and they acting like getting ready to enjoy some seafood. That sounds good. I haven't eaten today. They act like Robert. Oh, for real? Wait a minute. I'm gonna come back to that one, blessed and chosen. But they act like Robert was not the one that wanted out of that toxic marriage. They seem to forget. They acting like Johnell got a prize when he got Bree. Bree gone, Bree gone. Now Robert threw Bree to him. Because if Robert had wanted her back, she would still be with Robert. She's probably terrified her relationship now. I feel bad for them too. I feel so bad. I don't feel bad for her because that's her karma and that's what she manifested. But I do feel bad for them babies because they don't deserve that. I was looking at how Robert was with his nephew Meet when they had their birthday party, and how loving and how affectionate he was with that baby. I looked at how loving and how affectionate he was even with her own kids. And she never acknowledged that once she left him, but she acknowledged it when she was talking about sleeping, how Robert stepped up and how Robert did everything and how Robert was their dad. Everybody that she meets, she antagonizes the previous person with the new friend. And that's not right. I don't see nothing right about that. But Johnell has never been deserving of this pedestal that they got him on. He's never been deserving of that. He came in the picture not out of love. He came in the picture because, yes, he was attracted to the package. But when he was able to sleep with her the first night, I'm trying to read the comments too, so I won't get behind. When he was able to sleep with her the first night, he lost respect for her. And when he lost respect for her, he started treating her disrespectfully. And they want to put him on a pedestal, but he's done so much stuff publicly to this girl and publicly to show just who he is. and they mom's the word. They've never spoken out on it. You had that lady that spoke out on it when she got mad, but she came back circling it back around, trying to act like Johnell went to counseling. He the best thing since sliced bread, but he's still the same person he was. Briana said herself that when Johnell drinks, he turns into this person that she described on her 4-day testimonial when they broke up, when she was talking about how he abused her, how he used her, how he did all of that. She says he went to counseling. They say he went to counseling and got help. And well, every time we see him and they out to eat or on vacation, he drinking. So he's still that same person. Briana said he gets like that when he's drinking. He hadn't stopped drinking, so what changed? Because they said it changed. And the reason, okay, I already said, hey, preacher, hey, Spicy Brown. I already said that he came in and from the jump, he was jealous of Robert. Robert, I guess, I don't know how they would have these conversations. I don't know if Johnell gave Robert his phone number, but they have talked in the past. And Briana was saying Robert was trying to tell Johnell how to handle Bree and tell him of her ways. And Johnell got upset and angry about it. And that's when he started doing the little bullshit that he was doing. But I think that it was deeper than that. I think it had a lot to do with him being insecure. Like I think Amber said that yesterday on her live, him being insecure because he knew Bree still wanted that man. And so he starts to antagonize him. Johnell came in the picture, and it didn't take long for us to see exactly who he was. It did not take long. He may have stayed quiet the first month, but afterwards he started making little subliminal posts. He started antagonizing this man. He fell right into that bull crap that Briana was doing, and he has not shown any remorse to this day. And then he's thinking, he has the nerve to actually think that it's gonna be, I'm gonna drop the link for anybody that may wanna come up. It's gonna be the same way with his kids, because this little paradise or new beginnings, that's not gonna last. She's shown us twice how she is when she breaks up. So everything that he did to Robert with Robert's daughter, and to that man with that man sleepy with Robert, she's gonna get it back. But the difference in Robert and the difference in Johnell, Robert didn't play into that shit she was doing with Robert did not play into that shit that she was doing with Deshaun. Robert just stepped up and did right by those kids. Johnell played into that shit and knew he did not care for them kids. All this while, we have not seen not one gift that he gave those kids, not one thing that he's done for her, let alone her kids. He showed us that he don't respect her or the kids by putting his hands all over her in front of the kids. He's shown that. And a real man would not do that. He's shown that he don't care about the kids when he said, fuck you and them kids. So he's shown that he doesn't care nothing for them kids. I don't care what the cameras catch. It's what she says he says in the background. Like she said, the cameras only catch 15 minutes of their lives, but her text messages to her friend shows the truth of shows the true look into what's really going on behind the scenes. And whatever she's brought out to her friends in the background, it's shown that Johnell don't care about her, let alone her kids. And they want to say she upgraded. How you upgrade when you with the man that don't care about you and your kids, but you were with the man that adored you and your kids, and you traded them out? You let your toxic ways run them away. How is that an upgrade? Johnell came in the picture trying to use that girl. After he got what he wanted, from her, she started rewarding him because of that show. I guess she thought he was gonna make it big, and we've already said that she thought that he was gonna make it big, and when that show was supposed to air on TV, she bought him all of those gifts where she said she couldn't afford what her own children wanted. You can take $30,000 in one walk and spend on a man. And it was more than that because they say the jewelry was 30,000, but she bought him shoes, she bought him outfits. So she spent over $30,000 for this man. But yet her daughter wants to go to ballet lessons, and she said, "Get a job, you got money." But this is really not about her. It's about her bow that they trying so hard to protect. Johnell or thick hips or whatever, however y'all want to, booger boy, however y'all, clown nail, however y'all refer to him, we're gonna talk about that one. Yep, he didn't end up. Neither one of them ended up with the prize. They conned each other. But she's still around. Here was another song on one of her stories the other day. Somebody done wrote another song, and it's still talking about. Thank you, Con Collected, for the super sticker, super chat. How are you? They still want to say that Robert still wants this girl. Robert still in his feeling. It's an echo. What about now? Is it still an echo? J Love, is there still an echo? Hey J Love, is there still an echo, y'all? Okay, that's better. Okay. Yeah, they still want to say that he's in his feelings and he's mad and he's jealous because she done gone on with her life with twins. And I bet you he laughing every day because he know the hell behind the scenes that Johnell going through. The only difference is Johnell is not Robert. Where Robert would take that mouth and walk away, Johnell put hands on and gets that mouth. And right now, he has to live with the fact that I don't care how he think he took Johnell, how you think he took Briana from Robert. No, you didn't take Briana from Robert. What you did, you got Robert's leftover. Robert gave her to you. And she thought she was doing something by getting with him, and she didn't realize that he was just a struggling actor. She thought that because he was getting ready to be on Hulu and this, that, and the other, he had a few Tubi shows. She thought she was on the up, baby. She thought she was going to be the next thing. You know what I'm saying? She went to taking acting lessons because she thought she was going to be able to use him for a come up, and so she can rub that in Robert's face. But it didn't work out like she thought it was going to work out. When she went to trying to impress him that she was more than what she was with all this jewelry and stuff, it was an ulterior motive behind that, and y'all know that. She thought she was fitting to come up. She had this little reality show that she was paying for, and she thought all of that was going to be her big come up, and she was going to be able to rub that in Robert's face. But nothing works out when it's done for malicious purpose. And then with him, he, like when she was at that thing, y'all remember when she was hiring all these bodyguards to follow her around like she was a big thing. And he thought that he was, oh, who is this? He said himself, she got the people behind her and all these security around her. She got to be somebody big. And that's what made him try to talk to her. Well, both of them thought they was getting more than they were getting, and both of them got bamboozled. He went in the picture trying to use her. She went in the picture thinking she had hit the jackpot. They were both punk, and now her big stepper turned out to be a broke crawler. And now she got egg on her face. She has egg on her face. Y'all remember that conversation that he had with his friends, and what Christy said he told her, just let me do this. He was looking for a come up. Let me do this because I'm gonna get my social media. He told the friend that he was gonna use her to get followers and this, that, and as so to speak. And then he told the other girl, just hold up. He was just trying to get his name out there pretty much. He was gonna use her. So he came in the picture trying to use her, but you don't hear no outcry of that. You never. That girl came out and told that. Messages came out with a friend. I think put it in a chat or something, and they was telling him to move on from her. And nobody said nothing. Her supporters, nobody said anything about that. They act like they never seen it. Anything he does or whatever comes out on him, they double down on anything about Robert. They never acknowledge anything that he does, but they double down on anything got to do with Robert. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody just texted me. Give me just a second. And then his behind, he, like I say, he came in the picture trying to compete with Robert. And y'all excuse the smoke detector. I still haven't gotten it fixed. My two, I think she was messing with me and his way before they got divorced. Let me see. She did start acting funny, Christina, when he was in the hospital. And if I'm not mistaken, what's her name? Christie stated that okay, she left Robert October. They got into it, and that's when that incident happened. And that girl stated that August, September-ish, that's when they were arguing about Briana. So I'm thinking that, yeah, that was something that was going on beforehand. Probably got in her DM because they say he's bad about getting people DMs. They say he got in her DM. And hey, I'm thinking that he got in her DM and they started that little relationship before the big blow up. Hey, True Slayer.
Hey, girl. Happy Saturday. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. I pray that you are strengthened and you know what I'm saying, and full of
Yeah,
love and light at this time.
I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Um, you were so on time with this because I was already thinking about it, and then when you went live and started talking about specifically about him with Clowneo and RH, right? It's like uh we have receipts. We've seen and heard receipts of RH
Hmm.
saying that he been wanted out the marriage. He always said that from the beginning, right? We never saw anything of him saying that he was reconsidering outside of when it very first happened and we saw them out to eat together and she was looking all sad and down and he was just trying to get back to business. Like he was trying to recover and try. And I've said it before and I say it again. I think he really stuck around for those children. He knew those children needed his
Hmm.
love, his nurturing, his protection. And I believe that's why he actually stayed. And I'm sure she even took it upon herself to guilt trip him about things about those children that she say their own father was always there for. Okay. But so we heard him say on the audio that um something like, what did he say, y'all? I was been trying to get the divorce. You would never want to get it. Right. He
Hmm.
said that. Then he also, way back when Jaffe was going live, he came on Jaffe's panel and he was on, his video was on. And, and I remember because I remember him seeing him with the movements where he was, Jaffe was basically saying like, like Rob gone, and he motioned like or mimicked like he was setting a bag like a bomb down, and he backed up from it and put his hands up like yeah, that's what it was. Like I took this bomb and I set it down and I'm backing away from it. Like I don't want no parts of it. Don't nobody want to be near a bomb. Obviously, under any circumstances, you don't want to be anywhere near a bomb. Don't tell me it's not lit. Don't tell me it's not detonate. I'm scared. Okay. I want to get away from a bomb. And he said that. He also, I'm sorry, not he also, she also has been on audio and video talking about restoring her marriage. She talked to Kevin. We heard the audio about trying to get her marriage back. She went to the room, with her lingerie on. So it's very clear who left, who gone, and who was trying to get back with, who had regrets and all of that. It was never RH. He never expressed any regret whatsoever about leaving and filing for that divorce. He had it up to here. He was done. He had, like he said, you doing this lying stuff again? Like, he was fed up. Now he done been through cancer. God blessed him to survive it. He like, listen, cancer didn't kill me, and I'm not gonna let you do it. At this point, I'm gone. So I just wanted to share my thoughts about that whole Johnell being jealous, because she is the one that made it clear she wanted to keep her marriage. And he always was very clear that he did not want the marriage anymore. He was trying to be peaceful. He was trying to save their brands. She wouldn't allow for any of it. So, girl, you were so in love with this man that you named your child I Love the Truth. In translation, literally. I mean, come on. So this old arguing about he mad about the twins or about Johnell or anything like that. We never heard this man about him putting his hands on her, about him cheating on her. Ain't nobody in all them years never came out said he was doing anything to her. So the proof is in the pudding.
Yep. It's in the pudding. And for her to run with that narrative, she took it and ran with it, and she know the truth. She know that man did not want her, just like she know Johnell don't want her. Deep down in the back of her head, she know Johnell is using her. But
she's so afraid to be alone or something, huh?
Yeah, she's afraid. I think she always talk about this self-love, but since the time she was 16 years old when she was living with the other guy. What is his name? I saw that confessional she did. Yeah, I saw that confessional she did when she was saying that she was living with him, and I was like, at 16, and then she try to play like she innocent. She been something else.
Yeah, and that's why she can't tell her nothing, because if you were living as and allowed to move freely at 15, 16, any of that, out of your household with your parents, with a man who was too old for you legally, it seemed like. Exactly. Is over 18. I mean, so you've been doing what you wanted to do. That's why this entitlement, coupled with everything else, the psychological stuff, but you've always been moving like you're an adult since you weren't an adult. So that's why you can tell her nothing, because she's been doing this.
Yeah. My thing is, where were her parents that would allow her to move in with a grown man at 16? Why didn't nobody care enough to call the police? What kind of relationship or what kind of person were you to where your parents were not concerned enough about you to say, okay, my daughter's underage. She has no business living with the grown man.
I think she was just hell on wheels, and even they were like, whatever, because she's the type that where they could have tried to get her some help and stuff for her behavioral issues and things like that. And I'm sure she has been lying like this since she was a child. So sometimes adults don't, with children who are that difficult to manage, I think they be scared, like she the type that'll go tell people that I'm hitting or abusing or molesting or anything, like she's the type that will do that, because I think she's been lying her whole life. I mean, to lie like this, something very traumatic happened and triggered you to do this or be this way, or you've been doing it all your life and it's just somehow in you. And, I think they, might have been fearful of her response to them really, trying to rein her in and just let her do what she wanted to do, thinking it might have been safer for them. Because her little wrath, remember when her sister came out and said Briana was like 13, 14. And she came over there, and I guess, I can't remember if she said Briana tried to get smart with her, was talking crazy, whatever she was doing. She said, and Briana was trying to kick her. I said, she loved kicking somebody, okay? And she was like, basically, she folded Briana up. And I'm like, so you've been kicking at folks and putting them feet on people, since well before now. So it's like, she's very hard to deal with and manage. So that's the only reason why your family would probably really abandon you. It's like, everybody taking time out their life, money, whatever they doing, trying to be there. And you always go the opposite way. You always do something to make it worse for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, why should I help? You ain't gonna appreciate it. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Yep. I was straight shocked though to see her brother on vacation with them.
Mm-hmm. And he looked crazy, if you ask
He
me.
does. He looked like Johnell.
Lord Jesus. I said, oh my God. Blackula Jr.
Yep. Yep. But I'm wondering, how long they gonna play this charade, and
Right.
and when it does go down like we are predicting, I don't want that side coming out saying nothing. Don't drag him, because when you shouldn't have been dragging him, you wouldn't. Don't
Mm-hmm.
drag him because he get enough and he move on because he's taking all he can take. When you should have
Mm-hmm.
been dragging him because he was putting their hands on her. When you shouldn't have been
Yep.
should have been dragging her because he went in that little girl's room in the middle of the night. When you should have been dragging him because he was arguing with her, hit that young man in the chest, using
Mm-hmm.
her, beating her, spitting on her. They didn't drag him then, so don't drag him when he have had
Yeah,
his feel and move on.
exactly. When we saw Momo when he was trying to reach for her on that video and she inched toward Lala, like, no,
Uh-huh.
did y'all talk about that?
They didn't talk about that. That body
If she your
language.
little mosky woski, like you say, why she wasn't smiling and running to you?
Exactly. When she had that little party, I just looked at that video today. When she had that little party for them for the camera, and he went to reach for Momo, I guess he was going to antagonize Robert again. She went right, like jerked away from him and went and grabbed Lala's leg. And that body language told a big story. They missed it, but we caught it. Her body language told that something wasn't right in that household.
Mm-hmm.
That little girl told it then. But they
Oh,
miss
did.
everything, but they want to sit back and they want to tear Robert apart at the helms. I mean, anything attached to
Mm-hmm.
Robert, they got so much to say, but they missing all the signs over there. You can tell when that girl going through something with that man because she would hit that live button or make videos, and those
Mm-hmm.
eyes tell the story. Those
Yeah,
eyes,
they do.
but they try to pretend that she's so happy, and her eyes shows that she's not happy at all.
At all. I'm sure she is worn out. I mean, if he was not there because he was off really on the I know he has done some acting work, don't get me wrong, but um, if when he's not there, like at some point it doesn't even matter why he's not there. Like even if he is working, like I need help. Um, and I do think that she did something to make sure she got pregnant, which is how she ended up with the twins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what were you thinking? You were married when you had your last child. So, what could somebody say to a married person getting pregnant? But you're not married to this man. Y'all nowhere near. Well, he was telling my dad that he wanted a family with me. He wanted this, he wanted that. Okay, make the nigga do it first.
Yep.
Make him marry you and all of the stuff he promising. And this is for any woman out here, especially young women. It ain't about what nobody telling you. I remember somebody told me years
Exactly.
ago, said, I don't date men who have potential. You know why? Because I have a big heart right now. This is me talking, and I be trying to look past them. Well, you know what? But everybody have issues. I stopped doing that a long time ago. But she said,
Mm-hmm.
forget potential, because that means he ain't doing nothing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go for what's true right now,
Mm-hmm.
because whatever he's promising, it just hasn't come to pass yet. So like you went through all this having 3 kids young, you ruined your marriage, you tricked him out of a baby that he now about to legally get from you. Okay. And now you got these twins by this man who has done nothing but embarrass you deliberately, who you came out here and told the whole story to, talking about you living in your truth and all of this. The girl, I don't know what will break her, like truly break her, because I know she seems broken already, but like what will really make her say, I'm the problem. That's what she really needs to really embrace.
Yep. Exactly. J loves to remember when she said Sleepy got mad because he seen a picture of her on MySpace with an airbrush shirt with an ex-boyfriend name on it, and she was 14 years old. Child, she been
Oh,
out
what?
here in them streets.
I don't remember that. Wow.
Yeah, she was on that same that that video when she was talking about what he did to her. Um, but yeah, back to what you were saying about what did you just say? I want to make a point on that.
Um,
Um,
what was I just saying?
oh, about the pregnancy and what her dad, what he was telling her dad. She put the cart
Mm,
before the horse.
mhm,
May have been telling her dad. He may have been telling her that, but
mhm.
wait until it happens. Don't go and plot to get pregnant off of what he said he wants. Robert
Right.
did things the right way. Why I say he can't compare to Robert because Robert put a ring on her finger quickly.
Mhm.
Johnell is just toying with her for the benefit. She's
Yep.
a bad mate with benefits,
And then
and
neither one of them are who the other one thought they was.
and they're not. But the thing about it, she's keeping him the same way she got him with her between her legs and spending money on him, taking him on trips, taking him spending money on him with jewelry and all of that. If y'all do y'all remember, have y'all ever just sat and went through his pictures? The way he was and the jewelry that he had when he came into the picture was modest. She showed him a different, I guess he wasn't used to anything. She bought him all this jewelry, all this big name that you can tell he's not used to it because he wears it with everything
Mhm.
that he can
Mhm.
have on a jogging suit. He gonna have that JY hanging outside the thing on the jogging suit. He was doing that prank. They said it was a prank when she was in the hospital getting the sonogram. The picture came in the camera. He told me, yeah, it's real. Ain't used to nothing. So he's given him probably more than he's ever had in his life, and he's not gonna let that go. She gonna have to pull that purse strap back to see where his feelings really are, and then she'll see
Mhm.
he's
See, she wants somebody there with her so
all of
bad,
that is for
right?
what she can do for him. And I,
Yeah. No, go ahead.
mm-hmm,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
uh,
I was interrupting you. I'm sorry. No, but since she wants somebody there with her so bad, right? That I believe that. See, this whole thing going on social media with her and Johnell is because she positioned herself to him that she's the expert on social media. She know this, she know that. You see how many, followers I have in this and that. So he followed her lead about the social media presence of doing his page and letting her run it because it was like, I don't know what I'm doing anyway, and look what I got going on. So her intention was to be in control, but she's be doing to him what Robert did for her. So she's positioning because she doesn't know who she is. So she done took on Robert personality or the way he moved, and now she's doing it to somebody else. And then she disguises it as um all the, I call it buying people, but she
mm-hmm,
disguises it as um she say that's her love language. I like to give gifts and stuff. That's
mm-hmm,
my love language. I'm like, okay, but then why are you outside the house demanding a $10,000 ring back?
exactly. And
I
if it's
mean,
love language, why you have more love for a ninja than you have for your kids? If you just love
mhm.
giving gifts, why don't you get your kids when it comes to your kids? You can't afford this, you can't afford that. They need to get a job. But when it comes to other people, you spend all this money on them. The
Yeah.
greater love should be for the kids.
And I think, like I say, I really think my two that aside from her just being, in my opinion, a very trifling mother, um, and that's my opinion and my opinion alone. But
Leave it
I
alone.
well, okay, it's me and my two opinion. But I think on top of that, I think that she really uses not keeping them up as a way to punish them because she don't know how to parent, right? So how you punish her is to not, you know, let me say it like this: punish them because I think those kids be being honest with her, and even she think they kids, so they don't know nothing. Them kids when they were younger, they knew, and they definitely know now. And so I think that, when they call her out on stuff or when they letting her know that they being put second, and so I think that it's a do what I say and don't ask no questions kind of approach with them. And if they not doing it, then she'll take it out on their parents. Now I get if you're like, hey, we're not gonna go shopping this weekend like we normally do to get extra stuff. But the foundational things, you can't not do that because, you know, they're not being exactly perfectly, you know, behaved in a moment. You know, like I'm gonna just let you walk around and look any kind of way because you ain't been acting right. I mean, there's still a reflection of you, so you're not doing nothing to them as much where you are, but you're doing something to yourself too. You looking bad. You looking like a neglectful parent.
She
So I
is.
really do think she tried to punish them sometime, maybe, because they don't let her slide on the stuff. I think them kids be telling her about herself sometime.
Hmm. And her daughter is very smart. They're very smart. And I believe that's the one that tells the truth, regardless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Isaiah gonna tell the truth. She
Yep.
be mad at his little chocolate stuff, honey.
And his little
You
hamster.
chocolate and you telling the truth.
Yep. Yeah, but I don't get it. I just they always want to talk about us. They want to find everything to talk about other than this man. This man been in this picture 3 years and has never gotten drugged, not one time.
Mm-hmm.
They've never dragged him. Nobody's ever been in his comments calling him out. Nobody's been making any lives about him except that one when she got mad at Briana. But other than that, nobody's ever come out. You haven't seen the same energy that they have for Robert and his family and his supporters that they for him, for Johnell. They have
Mm-hmm.
got angry at her when she came out and said that he be putting hands on her and that she acknowledged that he did spit on her, but that didn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
Long at all. They would rather spend more time and more energy um, dragging Robert. And what has Robert done other than be good to her and her children? They would not know who she was if Robert had not been the person he is.
Right. And I wonder why, head honcho over there, why she always say, y'all don't I hate when a man tells a woman that he made her or that he's the reason why, you know, he put her on. Why do you hate that? If it's true,
Yeah,
why do you hate that? I mean, you just want to be hateful at this point. You want something to hate. You want to have something to say that you hate about this man, and you literally made that up. And now if he was if Johnell go around saying that, then we know he lied, right? Because
yep,
he certainly didn't put her on or nothing. But how
exactly.
you gonna be mad about the truth? I hate when men. Y'all know I hate when men do that.
She
Tell a
would
woman,
not.
how?
We would not know about a Johnell. We would not know about a Brianna had it not been for a Robert. Robert
Period.
introduced us to Johnell, and that's if she wouldn't have been introduced by Robert, nobody would know who she was, and Johnell wouldn't be in the picture. Because how else was she gonna meet him? Because Robert helped her get that social media presence to where it put her in a position to go to these things and put her in the place where he was. Like she talking about Johnell was gonna put her in rooms. No, baby, Robert already put you in that room because that's how we know who you are.
Mm-hmm. And if you such that girl and you been this and you been that, why is nobody just rushing to be with you and obsessed with you and posting you on their page and saying my woman this and my woman that? Why is Robert is the only one that did that?
Yeah,
I mean, he's the only one that propped you up, not just in the spirit, but in truth. These men, I mean, Sleepy don't come against you because he don't want no child support. He don't want you to do him like, you know, expose other things or whatever. Because you see how she roll. He just want her to keep her at
exactly.
bay. That's it.
Yep. And speaking on sleeping, y'all know how back early in the summer he was just talking every day. He was posting about Robert. He was posting
Mm-hmm.
them. He couldn't keep Robert off his page. And after, if y'all think down the timeline, after she had that conversation, I guess they decided the oldest was going to go live with him. He ain't said nothing else about Robert. He ain't put nothing else on his page about Robert. He stopped tagging Robert and stuff. Now you got to be a dad for real. Now the
So now what's third party stuff going on, right? He's considered a third party, so he really shouldn't be. saying nothing that would reveal that he got inside information, which is what he was doing.
Exactly. Yep. But I just noticed that I went down his timeline and he hadn't said nothing about Robert in a minute. I guess all that kissing up to her so you wouldn't have to be a father. Now you got to be a dad. You can shut up now.
And why weren't you saying this any of them 6 and 7 years? Why weren't you coming out here saying you don't, this man, this and that, when it comes to your kids, this man is harassing you, like why weren't you now that Robert ain't in the home, he free game because he's no longer doing what you should have been doing. So
Yep.
now you can talk about him.
Yep.
I'd have messed it up if I said something before, but I never did like that ninja or whatever. Now you could talk about him because you got Briana encouraging you to do it. Now we got to do what Briana says so she don't go to that child support. That lady is a witch, whether she even consciously knows that or not.
She's not a good person. And then I did see that picture that they took by the car, the oldest son and sleeping. And that baby he did not look happy.
I bet you he be at odds with Johnell because even though he know his mama ain't rap tight, she's still his mother, and he don't want to see her being mistreated or this or that. You walking around sad all the time, snapping at me because of this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And now that she got these twins, she need his support, which I'm not seeing a whole lot of it, but especially not enough to send your child away. But it's like, okay, well, if I got to choose, I need him to help me raise these kids. So you go be with your daddy. I've been doing this all your life anyway. It's his turn. That's my interpretation of that.
And I agree. And then they putting on this little thing like they just this ultimate Christian family going to church every Sunday. And I cannot respect him. I will never respect Johnell Young because of the fact that he knew he was the one that put them scratches on that girl's neck. He knew he spit on her. He allowed them to try to frame Robert for it, knowing that he did it, and he did not step up and be a man and say, no, this man didn't do that. Because that was what they had already that was the picture they had already painted for Robert. He let it went just to save his own ass. And I don't agree with that. That was wrong. And I'll never respect him for that because he, if nobody else knows that girl is a liar, I'm sure he knows that by now. She's living in her karma because she manifested that. Then when it happens, you try to put it on the one that did not put hands on you. That's crazy. And then for him to allow that to another man, it shows he's just as vindictive and evil as she is. And apologize for trying to frame Robert. She never said, well, I apologize, but I was trying to protect Johnell and his career. She never did any of that. She just came forward and said, yes, what they said about him is true. But no, not one apology to Robert.
Yep.
And then she thinks she wonder why people. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You saying she thinks?
I said. Then she wonders why people still talk about her and people still because it's how you handled yourself and the things that you did in order to frame. You got on Amora's parents screaming, he's innocent, but you did all of that to frame an innocent man.
He's so innocent, and I know she'll probably say, well, at that time he didn't do nothing, but it was clear because we saw the pictures and stuff. But he was so innocent. I mean, she really, really put on that particular panel. You're right. She was hysterical, really. And then to come out here and say, then she come out here and say that he's not. We both.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, fine too. No, you please. This is your show. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, and then she was all that crying and screaming, and he innocent. I'll leave him alone. That's what y'all want me to do. I'll leave him alone. Y'all doing this to an innocent man. Girl, what kind of heart you got to actually frame an innocent man that was good to you to protect the man that's knocking your head between the washer and dryer for real.
Right. And why you ain't left him alone then? Because we said we wasn't gonna stop talking about him. So
Yep,
why didn't you leave him alone? You said you
yep.
would. My goodness. I think this whole failed relationship thing that she's saying, I don't want to have another failed relationship. But you come out here and you tell us every detail of why it is a failed relationship that you continue to remain in. So so you can't be afraid of something that you literally telling us is happening in real time. I just, I'm telling you, it's them split personality. They don't know what the other ones are saying. They couldn't.
Patricia said, I don't know if Isaiah would tell the truth because she had him lie on Robert about being in that room and they was hollering for their mom. Yeah, you can tell that he had rehearsed that.
Right, you see Roz. She talking about Truth Slayer. She copied Tyrese on that cry.
Oh,
Shoot. But yeah, so that's why I say I really think that the girl is really afraid of something that we don't even probably understand. Like, you can't be afraid of embarrassment or ridicule or any of that, because all of that stuff has happened and is happening. It seemed like
mm-hmm,
if you wanted to change the narrative, you would change their behavior. So people would say different things based on
mm-hmm.
their behavior. Like, I'm not understanding why this is so difficult to understand.
Yep, yep. But they deserve each other. She don't have a man. She was saying that she was glad she was away from Robert because he tried to control her. No, Robert tried to make you, or not make you, but Robert wanted you to act like a mother and a wife and
Yes.
have some self-respect. Johnell does not care about you. He don't care about you showing your skin and your body parts all over the internet. He don't care
Mhm.
about that. He shows he has no respect for you by everything he posts of you is degrading. He posted a picture with him grabbing her behind, and then guess who took the picture? Wasn't nobody there but her, Lala, and Johnell. So if they taking the picture, Lala had to be the one to take the picture. If she did not take the picture, she was somewhere there watching it because they had just got off that
Mhm.
waterfall or either were heading to it. So it was
Mhm.
still right there in her face. But you just grabbing on her like that. So everything that he posts about her is degrading. And you don't
Mhm.
degrade a woman that you love. A man protects a woman that he loves image.
Absolutely. And it's like,
So,
he protect you. And if when my daddy told me, rest his soul, he said, when a man wants you, baby, he gonna come and get you. He
mm-hmm,
gonna take care of you, and he gonna let everybody know you his. Period. He
exactly,
said, that's how
exactly.
you know.
Yep. And this man, he's not doing any of that. What he's doing shit for clickbait. If at her expense. Like when I know he saw her sitting up there, I guess she was playing with her poo poo on that camera.
Mm-hmm.
He videoed that and put the camera right there to video and capture that and
Mm-hmm.
then put it on his page. This is the type of stuff he put on his page about her. Is nothing showing her doing motherly things. Is nothing showing her doing respectful things. It's always something degrading. It's like he's in the picture to really bring her further down than she already is.
Yeah, because
But
see, me, I'm sorry about you. Go ahead. I
I
think
was
it's
gonna
a
say,
little bit of a delay too. Like
I think so too. But I was gonna say, but I think that them not speaking on that kind of stuff is it speaks volumes about their character.
yeah, I mean, because now, I mean, before it was one thing, but now she's the mother of your children. When you was
Exactly.
doing it before, it wasn't right. But it's almost like she has listen, that man is never, men do not forgive, in my opinion, when it comes to you humiliating them and disrespecting them and all of that. They too much pride for that. They'll go do what they do. And as women, we're so forgiving and loving and nurturing, and we understand and everything, and we'll take you back and we do certain things. But with men, it's like they could have been cheating on you for 10 years and find
Mm-hmm.
out you're doing something, they could not handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she came out here and, you know, did all that telling of their business,
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder why he can't help you with these twins. I mean, you're ruining his brand by telling y'all business. Who you think want them in a movie when he has a whole domestic DV rap allegation and stuff like that? How do you expect him to provide for y'all? Just like she did with Robert. Why are you tearing down the brand that made you think you was Big Bree any damn way? You know, you want alimony and child support, but you're gonna tear the brand down to where, you know, there is no money to be given. And did not. So what are you doing? You know, what are you really trying to accomplish here? You working against yourself.
Exactly. Cancer Sister Six said, "Do you think that Sleeper would try to get child support from her?"
I think they may have an arrangement. I mean, I notice she seems to be pretty down low with the money, but I think that that maybe they already have an arrangement where she gives him so much, $100 a week, anything to try to, you know, to try to avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good question. Because I feel like for him to have done it in the first place, she must be giving him something. That was my thought.
And here's
But
another reason I say he can never compare. You can't compete where you can't compare. He can never compare to Robert because those kids, like you said earlier, those kids were always A1 when you saw them. Haircut, them girls had their hair done. They were dressed nice, wasn't nothing wrinkled. They were clean looking. I'm
mm-hmm,
not, and right now, like I always felt like a man takes the boy to get a haircut. You would see Johnell with his haircut, but you see hers, they didn't have a haircut, which lets you know he don't care about how those kids look. He just want to look good. She just want to look good.
mm-hmm,
The caring one and that cared about how everybody looked and wanted everybody, you know what I'm saying? That was caring, that took care of the kids and felt like, these kids need to be well groomed.
mm-hmm.
If we're gonna be well groomed, these children gonna be well groomed. And that was Robert. Robert took them boys at haircuts. I believe now, at looking at things now, he was the one taking them to get their hair done. Because every time we saw them, they had little braids or they had their hair done. They didn't have them big puff froze or whatever. If they did, I don't remember seeing pictures. When I seen them, they had their hair braided a lot.
Mm-hmm. It was at one point, you know, deep when we were like deep in the saga where I was like, I wish the truth would pretend like he's taking her back. I know this is really manipulative and mean to think, but I'm just telling you what I thought. And record the shit, record it, and then say, you know, have Ashton Kutcher jump out. You just got punked, and let everybody know she still want me while she out here telling y'all and dragging me, talking about my cancer, how I look, you know, talking about I got mommy issues when she seems she got many of
Mm,
issues with everybody in your family. You seem to have an issue.
mm,
But you know, I just think that at that time I was like, I was like, she needs to be exposed. She has too many people riding with her narrative that's pushing her further to do all of this stuff and hold her ground. So he needs to expose that she really do want him back. Even when we were deep into it,
mm,
where Johnell was good in the picture, I was like, he needs to do that. But then that's when you start getting dangerous territory where people start having them crimes of passion happen. People start really snapping.
mm-hmm,
Um, Y'all remember, was it last year when that lady was live and she was trying to talk stuff to her baby daddy and she asked, well, she put the gun to his head, but she pulled the trigger and wasn't trying to or whatever and killed him right there in front of the kids. I don't know if you saw that story.
mm,
And she was talking stuff. I'm like, you on live trying to talk stuff about him cheating or whatever. He was coming in the door and she was waving the gun around or whatever. And just that quick, I'm saying the kids
mm-hmm,
was in the house and she was trying to talk stuff. And I think she was trying to like point at him. I don't know if her if took over her and she did what she'd been, you know, thinking about doing, but she claimed it was an accident, whatever it was. And what you heard the pow right on live, and she was like, ah. And then her mother came in there and she was screaming, and the kids came in the room crying, and you could hear the man moaning. I'm like, just that quick, you popping off on live.
mm-hmm. think I
And
remember
she told
what
me,
you're
I don't
talking
want to go to
about.
jail. I'm like, girl, you're going.
The mama was in
You're on
the
live.
mother. The mother was in the kitchen. Was the mother in the kitchen? And she came out when she. Is this the black family you're talking about? The
Yes.
black young lady and
Yes.
the guy. Yeah, and the mother was in the kitchen and heard it go off and came out.
Yes. Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, the mother was there too. I remember that she was
Yeah,
trying
all you
to
can say is,
scare him.
I don't want to go to jail. Girl, you are certainly going. Okay.
Exactly.
You're live. I mean, you
She,
can't even tell a different story because you're live.
yep. Roz said from what she hears, the little boy can't be around y'all. The one that went to stay with his dad.
Okay. Back at my hometown where I'm from in Michigan, y'all,
I
some
know.
years back, a little boy, and I knew of them, like they were like friends of friends, but I didn't know them personally. But it was a big story because he walked up behind his mama's boyfriend. I don't think they were married. I think it was her boyfriend. While he was at the computer, on the computer, messaging with this guy I used to date. And the little boy walked up behind him and shot him in the back of the head. Like he was, he was like, I don't know, 10, 12 years old or something, because of
Mm-hmm.
some, drama in the house. He knew where the man kept his gun at and got mad at him, and the way he was, I guess he was whooping on the mama or whatever. And the little
Mm-hmm.
boy said, not today. So I'm saying that, having these toxic relationships in the household with children, stuff can happen in the blink of an eye. Like, I'm sure she never thought, her child would have done that in her to defend her or anything.
I have a cousin.
So,
I have a cousin. His stepdad used to always beat on his mom. The oldest brother had gotten out and went in the military, so it was just the sister. It was Spring and it was Codrick. They were left at home, and they was left at home with the very abusive stepdad. So one day, they was going fishing. My cousin said he asked. This was after he had gotten out because he did like 10 years in prison when he was like 19 to 29. And when my husband and I owned the club, and when we saw him at the club, I was like, "Where you been?" And he told me what had happened. He said he had asked his stepdad to go fishing, and when they went down by some railroad tracks in the city we live at, and when they got like in a wooded area, he shot him in the head and left him there because he was tired of him beating on his mama.
see,
So when children
yeah,
witness this and to be protective of their mom, stuff like that happen. It's never good to have a child in a home with um, a person that lays hands on you that's abusive like that. It's not good because you never know where those children's minds are and what's going to that child.
mm-hmm. And when I think about Lala, how did I say it? I'm trying to get my words right. I just think that um, she is very sweet and nurturing, but that Bree certainly takes advantage of it. So I'm sure even if she is saying, "Oh, it's okay, I don't mind, it's okay," that's because she see how miserable you are, Briana, and she wants you to be happy. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So she's taking up the slack for that. So don't say, "Oh, well, y'all be tired." I mean, I haven't heard her say this, but I could just imagine her to say, "Y'all always talking about Lala holding babies or whatever." She enjoys it. She's very like, no, 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 no. It don't. You are the mother. You parent the child, and even if she does enjoy it, sometimes you just need to know what you're supposed to be doing. Like, she shouldn't even be involved in what's going on in a moment every time. And I think that
Hmm.
she is so non-discerning, undiscerning, however you want to say it, that she takes Lala's agreements. Exactly. I remember a video when I don't know if y'all remember her, this was probably 2 years ago, where she was like, they online saying this and that, about your hair. Did you like your hair? She was like, "Oh, I like it. I like my hair." I think it was like going back to school or something. And
Hmm.
she was like, they need to just get them some business or whatever she said. And she was like, "I just love my daughter. She's so nonchalant. I'm like, this ain't about her being nonchalant. These are teaching moments. This is not a moment for you to even expose on the internet right now. If you were talking to her privately about, you know, her hair or her confidence or anything, why are you live doing that?
Exactly.
You know, so like you don't discern anything, nothing. Like she doesn't enjoy doing all of that. She's trying to please you. So if you were happier, when you were happier, you were a different mother, I'm sure. I mean, not to say she was all, you know, together, but I'm sure she was doing a better job than she is now.
Exactly. Exactly. And my thing is like, Latay had done that video yesterday. I had seen the video with them out eating and him critiquing the food, but I did not notice Lala in the background holding one of the children. Why was it that she had to hold one of the children? Briana wasn't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
You got one of the children to hold the camera and record that, and you took care of your own child.
Right.
That young lady, when you find children like that, they have to raise their children. Remember that video? It was a video that came out when they were arguing, and Robert said, "Lala raising Moski,"
Uh-huh. I
and
sure
she's doing
do.
it. It's just like we said it was going to happen. That baby cannot be a child. You never see her with children. You never see her kids with children their own age. They're either around each other or around granddaddy or around them.
Yeah, we have never seen them with friends,
No.
with cousins.
And you got a lot of protective parents. I was one, but I allowed my children to be children and to be around other people. They were not just around grown people every day.
Look, and not to be morbid, but while we talking about times where the mother snapped and pulled the trigger, um or what the example I gave of the little boy
Hmm.
about his mama, what make her think that they ain't gonna do it to her? I mean, I'm sorry, I mean to laugh, but I just thought about it like you should yourself feel, you know, a way, you know,
Hmm.
like feel a way that, you know, when them kids express how, like with that video, what I didn't see it, but didn't she recently tell Brianna, I hate you?
I
I don't
think
know if you
so. When
a
they was
little maybe a couple months ago or
when it was it was allegedly supposed to be a skit where she was getting ready to go somewhere and she made the little girl get out the trunk. Is that the one, or was it something else?
no, it was something else. It was like I know I think she really told her that like she was in the background and she was I don't know if she was telling her to do something or whatever. And then I think she was telling her you now apologize. You know, do anybody in the chat remember that? Because I kind of heard a little bit of it on somebody's chat, but I never saw it myself. I don't think that what I'm talking about was referred to as a skit.
Hmm. I'm not sure. I don't remember that one.
And I'm like, I hate you.
I do miss a lot of the stuff she doing. I'll see it when I'm like watching Harmony or um the other creators when they do videos. I'll see it, then I'll go look at it. But
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not on Facebook and it doesn't come down my timeline, I don't see it.
Yeah, it was because I don't see Brianna stuff either unless I go over there. But it was somebody's content. They were talking, you know, probably was Lupac or something. I don't remember that brought that to light. I was like, wait a minute. You know,
Hmm?
people in the chat saying they remember it. Y'all remember that? Because I think she was trying to tell her now, like looked at her like apologize, something like that. That's why I was like, oh, that was a real moment. Them kids tired of you, you know. Now they got to be over in Johnell space.
Yeah, she a whole trip. Then she thinking they're gonna live happily ever after, but it ain't gonna happen. Both of them got some karma coming to them. Both of them do. And I don't. I'm not gonna feel bad for her when she goes through it. She's already
Bless
getting
you.
it because she looks like she's just worn down and beat down. She's not looking
Uh-huh.
like she looked when she was with him. She claims she was suffering in silence, but I sure can't tell because you sure look healthy and happy when you was with RH.
Mm-hmm. You were suffering because once he paid for you to get that BBL 3 times per Ayana, okay, you did 3 times.
Mhm.
Once he got done paying for that, you really thought you was delicious or somebody on Instagram, and you figured that body was gonna carry you. So once you got that body up out of him, then you just lost your mind and thought that you was too fine for him. Everybody was, on her pay. That's all they tell her. And if you have a low self-esteem and identity issues, codependency issues, you're going to love to turn on the camera and show your butt for all of these people, comment after comment. Ooh, you this. Ooh, you that. Ooh, you this. She lives for it.
She lives for it. It's like you could tell she had low self-esteem
Mm-hmm.
because if she didn't, she would not live to and thrive off of comments about how pretty she is or how beautiful she is or how fine
Mm-hmm.
she is. Or I was like, these people are so they very, I can't even describe them because we all know that this girl did not gain 2 pounds while she was pregnant.
Exactly.
She said herself her whole pregnancy she gained 7. So she may have gained 3 more after that. And when she had the kids, some people say she only had one, but when she had them, she still um was small. She didn't never gain no weight. And oh,
Mm-hmm.
you got back to your size quick. I'm like, these people are very ignorant and they put up
Right.
whatever they have to tell her to swell her head because they know damn well this girl did not gain no pregnancy weight. She was all stomach. And that was not even that big. They said, I can't believe you snapped back. And she never snapped out.
Right. She only where she snapped was from the neck up in her
Hmm.
head, is what I'm saying. You snapped there, but that's about it.
Yeah. And what kind of man is Johnell where he would take from a single mother with kids, see that she don't properly take care of those kids, with him having been a teacher allegedly and working around kids, he knows and when you go to school, kids have self-esteem issues when they're not like other kids or where their clothes are sub part of other kids. And
Mm-hmm.
when they go to school with no haircuts, for him having worked around that, seemed like he would have told her, would tell her, you need to pay more attention to them and make sure they look okay because she want to talk about being bullied in school, but that's the reason they would get bullied in school because school hadn't changed that much. They bullied children that look like they don't have as much, come to school with no haircuts. Those are the kids that get picked on in school. When she said they want to go, they bully them in school. It may be because of how she's sending them to school and not because of this internet mess like she's trying to pretend. Because believe it or not, children are what is, children are materialistic and they're gonna look at your shoes. If you got on Bobos, they're gonna pick at you
Mm-hmm.
because you got on Bobos. If you ain't got on name brand, they're gonna pick at you because you don't have on name brand. If your hair
Mm-hmm.
is not done, the girl's gonna pick at you because your hair is not done. So while she putting it on the internet, yeah, it may be true that they're getting bullied, but it's still because of you because you're not doing the part of their mother to make sure that their upkeep is right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because their self-esteem and all of that starts as soon as your baby can shoot, walk or something, or like you're supposed to be really sowing into your kids the self-confidence, the pride in their appearance, in their hygiene, and keeping their space clean and all that. You don't wait till you don't just expect it of them and then punish them if they're not doing it. You don't do it, you don't clean up. So I mean, you mad if they're not cleaning up, but from a lot that I've seen, you don't clean up. So they gonna emulate you. If your
Hmm.
kids on your nerves that bad, all of them. Oh, okay. Well, you're not doing something right, most likely.
Hmm.
I know parents aren't perfect. People
Exactly.
say, well, I always want to blame the parent for everything and say, well, but I do think it comes a time where the parent is doing a lot of the right things and a child still just is unruly. I know that's
Hmm.
possible as well.
Yep. Hey, everybody that came in the chat. I'm too far behind to speak to everybody, so I'm speaking to everybody at once. But yeah, but he shows that he's less of a man because of stuff like that. I have never been that type of parent, and I despise the type of parent that, oh, we look and fly every time we step out, but the children walking behind us looking a different type of way. I despise those type of parents. And him, I'm gonna see, is he gonna do the same thing with his if they ever show them, if once they get out of the AI phase.
Yeah, diabolical that he want his kids protected from the internet, but he'll show exploit somebody else and then double down on do it and then double down and point to it
Mm-hmm.
and say I played with your child in your face or whatever. I mean, you did it and you
Yeah,
pointed to it. Like,
he did that and then
oh,
put it on the internet. You didn't do anything. I played with your child in your face and you didn't do anything. Then he the same vindictive behind man that put in the one on that same thread. He posted another one said, just run us that money. Like he's gonna be spending the child support. So he was telling Robert, run us that money. And I'm like, what kind of mess is this? He's telling, I mean, he's antagonizing and he letting them know she's gonna be spending it on me. And he didn't never lie.
yeah, because the flex is being like, you should do for your children, but man, if you don't, I got all of this covered over here. That's the message.
Yep.
You know, not we need that. We that don't even
Your mic cut
thinking
out.
on.
You cut out. We ain't hear nothing you said.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I just left my house. I had to disconnect from the Wi-Fi at the house.
Okay. Thank you, Calm Collector, for the super chat. Thank you,
But
Calm
yeah,
Collector, for the
yeah,
super
it's
chat.
it's it's a mess. But at this point, I think that they are both. I think they're made for each other.
Mm-hmm. They are.
At the,
And thank you, Teresa, for becoming a member and for the super chat. Yep, they deserve each other, and they're gonna be each other's karma. They also gonna be each other's downfall, but they're gonna be each other's karma because this man and her antiquity, she allowed him to come in and run everybody that cared for her away. She was playing checkers while he was playing chess, and he was moving all the pieces off the board to have her to himself, so that he can treat her how he want to treat her. Because the people was in her ear that was around her, telling her, "You don't let a man treat you like this," and that was dirty of him. And when she was confiding in them how they treated how he treated her, and once he found out she was talking to people about how he was treated, and they was trying to talk sense into her, he did not stop until he got everybody away from her. He know he couldn't run the dad away, but everybody away from her but the dad. And I think Walter is a weak individual to know this man is putting hands on his daughter and to sit there and allow that.
uh-huh. And I think that he probably has said, and it's maybe that's why he come around because he feel like he have to know and see and protect. Is she is she giving him money that encourages him to be around a lot? Is he there for protection? Like, because I think he probably, I'm sure he has told her, like, he remember on that challenge and he
Mm-hmm.
was kind of exposing her. So I think he be
Mm-hmm.
telling her, everybody tells her, but she just will not listen.
Will not
If your
listen.
dad is such the wonderful father you say he is, why won't you listen to him?
Exactly. Because she started as a young adult, well, not really a young adult, a teenager, not listening, and she just caught in her ways, feeling like I guess she knows what's best for her life,
Uh-huh.
and that's why her life is so jacked up right now, because it shows that you don't know what's
Uh-huh.
best. Ain't no way I would have had a platform. I might as well say handed to me on a silver platter, and then I would have destroyed my platform like I had, all because I was hurt. I would have told my people I'm getting off the internet for a while. I have to deal with some personal issues. Let her tell it she was making the money so she wouldn't have missed it. And once I
Mm-hmm.
got myself together, I would have came back doing family content. But nobody could keep her off there popping her big one and acting like I'm Big Bree. And she destroyed her platform, and she let this moose also help her destroy her platform.
If she has 1 ounce of motherly instinct, she knows that her children are likely very angry, upset, disappointed, sad, whatever, about the truth no longer being in their life. I'm sure that there have been moments where things that were said or whatever, where she should know that, like, it affected her children. And I think they've let her know that a few times. I think they've reminded her probably sometime because, you know, they've hurt too. It wasn't just about you; it was about them as well. You got them on TV talking about their last names are Hampton. So why is he not still in their life? Why was it not encouraged for him to be in
Mhm.
their life? You couldn't stand inside of him unless he was going to put up with yourself.
Mhm.
I had to filter.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
So, but yeah, girl, I don't want to talk so much that, there have been a lot of comments. I don't know if you would like help reading some of them, or if
I
I'll drop
can.
down so you can, or I'll drop down so you can read them, whatever you like.
Okay, I'm reading them. I remember
Okay.
Johnell was tossing the kids upstairs arguing with each other. She needs she needs a lot of sense left into her. Delicious. I remember at that table when all over at the table, she done put all these appetizers in front of Johnell. He's critiquing them and looked like what's the name? The children was over there and didn't have nothing in front of them. If they did, it was not noticed. It was nothing big. Let's see. I was just so afraid for Lala being in that home because I know it. That's what I was saying. That was sad. Lala is a child because her daddy don't care. I hope that she's protected as well, Angela. They said, yep, she sure is looking away. Too many surgeries. Her face is looking like cat lady. She don't even look. You know how you can have twins and they look alike, but they don't look alike. It's like this person is her twin. She don't look like herself at all anymore. If y'all can see this little picture in my background, this is before, right after she left Robert. Um, she don't look like that anymore. She went and got her makeup done the other day, and I think when she took the picture, she was looking filtered because her face is not that full anymore. Her face is long and skinny. Um, I was looking at another video. I was gonna show videos, but I just looked them up because I don't be. Um, I remember on a video that she and Johnell were in the mall. This was after she bought Johnell the real stuff, and she came out and said Robert wears the fake jewelry. They were in the mall, and he beeline toward the little mall jewelry, and they were trying to throw shots at Robert, talking about I might as well get some of this jewelry. We got a famous Facebooker that wears this jewelry. So, Ninja, before this girl bought you real jewelry, alleged real jewelry, we don't know if it's real or not, but before she bought you this jewelry, you were wearing a simple chain with a cross on it. You didn't even have no jewelry. You were wearing the like leather strap watches. Now you got a Rolex, and now you got real jewelry with drip. And now you want to downplay the mall jewelry when that's probably what you would have bought had you used your own money. He just showed that he's just as vindictive and
Mm-hmm.
ignorant as she is. And then they want to hold him on a pedestal like she won a prize. No, you didn't win a prize. She didn't win a prize. What she won was a man that hits on other people's children, a man that antagonizes every people's children, argues with 9-year-olds. He makes um the mother buy him an $1,100 pair of shoes because the child wore them to school and scuffed up shoes that the mama probably had already bought. He antagonizes a 3-year-old to get back at the dad. He's a cheater. He pillow talks with other women and talk about her. He hits women. He chokes women. He spits on women. He's a narcissist. He uses women. And he didn't want her pregnant. He tried to trip the mother of his twins going in the doctor's office. So what did she gain? Robert never did any of that. She got so many, like she tried to play behind the scenes and act like he was just this stellar upscale guy that was doing all this stuff for her when she was pregnant. Why didn't we see any of it? We saw Robert singing to the stomach. We saw Robert rubbing the stomach. But why didn't we see all this stuff with Johnell doing all this stuff for her, being an amazing parent to be? Because she know that was not true. She knows she didn't have nothing for a soon to be baby daddy. I believe that Karen said she couldn't gain weight for stressing about Booger Boy outside enjoying his life. Exactly. You back?
Yeah, girl, I'm driving these country roads. I think my signal bad, so I just didn't want to disappear. I was gonna say I'll go ahead and like drop down for real, but
Okay.
I just need to say thank you for
Okay.
always having great convo up here. And I'm gonna drop down in the comments.
Okay. I appreciate you for coming up.
Yes, ma'am. Bye bye.
Okay. All right. Bye bye. Blessed and chosen says she looked hungry to me, and she does. I wonder how true is it that about him being a teacher. I don't know. I'm not sure, but they did say that he used to be a teacher before he started acting skinny as hell, unhealthy dress is getting to her. I know I'm behind, y'all. Let me catch up. Her BBL starving at this point. Didn't Johnell tell her he was going to leave her if she gained weight? Exactly. He did tell her that. He told her that when they was ordering food at a window with childbearing hips having the nerve of some people. Exactly. Then she's online flaunting everything they don't have. The friends said, yep. And my thing is, y'all trying to put on this perfect relationship like y'all so happy, but yet every time, I'm not gonna say every time, there's no telling how many women he in their inboxes. Like the young lady that tricked him with her daughter, and he was all in the inbox, but they were supposed to be happy then too. RH never had them kids looking like that. Your kids is image of you, and when you look as good, parents are supposed to also move. Yep, they don't care. They don't care. He don't care because it's not his. But he believe me, trust, karma is real, and he's gonna get karma for everything that he did to RH. He's gonna get karma for how he's allowing her. This is supposed to be their new beginning. How he's allowing her to treat her babies. He's gonna get karma for all that. Because she's letting him control her. That's why she's not on the internet popping off, and she want to act like she's changed and she's changed her ways. She's letting God. The only reason she's not out here popping her mess is because of that man. Let that man leave, and she realized he's not gonna be gone. She's gonna be right back out here. She was when she first got with Robert, she got on there popping her mess about the baby daddy. Then when Robert got her and married her, um, she did it a couple of times, but she had a more wholesome outside of arguing with some people in the comments. She did have a little bit more wholesome image than she has now. But now her image is all over the place, and now she's trying to scale it back. But it's too late because you've shown who you are, and I don't believe this narrative that she has going like she's saved and she's letting God. I don't believe that. I believe that's the uh, um, thought that she's putting on, and the truth. I give her the end of the year, she's gonna pop back out with one of those videos. I saw a video today when somebody was in the comments said they keep talking about you. And this was when it first happened. She said, well, they're gonna talk. I brought it to the internet. Well, if you know you brought it to the internet, why are you crying and carrying on because people still talking about you? You brought it to the internet. Just like everything else we talk about, you brought it to the internet. Thank you, Latae. I would appreciate any support. Y'all kids exactly, Southside Tars. Your kids are supposed to match your fly. Thank you. Oh, thank you, True Slayer, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. What mother walks around looking better than her children? I don't know where they do that at. I guess in North Carolina, because they sure ain't doing it down here in South Georgia, baby. Hey, Latae, Sunflower. She always showing up outfits she buy for herself, but she never shows outfits for the children. It would be nice to see Lala model some clothes. It would be. And another thing, y'all, this man, um, I'm not trying to get too far away from the thing. When I say he can never compete where he can't compare, because Robert is fly. Some of y'all might like him, they might dislike him. But one thing about Robert, when he comes out and when he steps out, he's put together. He's neat. He's fly. Johnell could not dress if he went to a designer factory and they told him to pick everything he wanted. He's gonna pick out the ugliest thing in the store. He be like when they was on vacation here recently, and he was in that car talking about, I'm gonna give y'all a fit check. I'm gonna give y'all a fit check, and we stepped out with them little hoochie man shorts on. I'm like, this is the fit check. And then with those ugly, I think they Yeezy shoes or fake Yeezy shoes, but those little shoes he had on without fit, he thought he was eating. And I'm like, this man cannot dress. I hope she probably is picking his clothes. Thank you, Karen, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And thank you. And I think that's another reason he hates on Robert, because Robert is put together and he's not. That girl running for free to be. She would. Yep, she would have dogged her out. Thank you, I'm chosen. Just like her hair. They done. Exactly. This girl got her hair done so many times this summer, and that baby's hair got twisted that one time in May, and nothing else was done to it. I heard though that she did eventually get it done one day last week, but it took a whole lot of time to go by. And they want to say it's because with locks you cannot um do them all the time, and that is true. But it when it starts to, they just want the new growth to show. They don't want it to become matted up. They want enough new growth to show so that they can tighten it up. And she had more than enough new growth because it was twist. It was not like the roll kind. It was those two strand twists that they're making interlocks. The entire sector of mommy's were no neglect. They call it the mommy sector. Oh, for real? I haven't heard about that sector, Southside. I'm listening to it here in between in case I miss people. Healing heart. Say that again, not percent. I can't wait. Sherilyn Tucker said, I can't wait for the breakdown because I'm going to have my 4K glasses on and my hot cheese popcorn. It's coming. It's coming because you cannot, a person cannot pretend to be happy and be holding all that stuff in like she does and stay sane. She really needs to talk to somebody because I would hate for her to have a nervous breakdown and those kids are there. So she really needs to talk to somebody instead of trying to pretend everything is a-okay. And I know she hates the day that social media became her lifeline because it's not my lifeline, and I really get out. Sometimes I just don't be feeling like putting nothing out. And I would y'all, if y'all been following me, y'all know I'll take a break in a minute. Last time I took a break was last year from April to November. So I take a break when it gets overwhelming. But with her, that's being her only lifeline and her only income. She can't take no break. She have to get out here and pretend to be one way when she's really not. We're gonna get back on Booger Boy and his using and conniving ass. Y'all remember when she came out here and tried to mock Robert, talking about he only had $89 in his bank account? Well, let me tell you something. Johnell was broker than that. When she got with Johnell, he didn't have that in his account. And while she was mocking and they were mocking Robert, talking about he was broke, Robert was having Facebook checks into his account, $70,000. And that's when everybody was crying that he was broke. Even her supporters talking about Robert's broke. He ain't got but $89. And Johnell ass probably ain't never seen a $70,000 check at one walk because he's at the bottom of the actors list. He ain't making all that money. So what is she feeling about him? If she thought Robert was broke, what is she feeling about Johnell? That's why he always looked to her to buy things that he can't buy for himself, taking him on expensive trips, buying all these this expensive jewelry. After she gave him all that stuff for that Hulu, celebrating him for Hulu, he then turned around and wanted her to buy him a $10,000 ring. And she knew she couldn't afford it and she had to think about her kids. But she did this in order to keep him happy and to keep him there because that's what she's gotten him accustomed to. She's gotten him accustomed to receiving this type of stuff and all that from her. I saw a comment in the I think it was Tara's that said that she's from New York and he acts like a broke. He acts broke using a mother and her kid. I mean, a single mother, and he don't act like he's a real New Yorker. I think that was Tara's that said that. I mean, Johnell is the new attract. He is not attracted at all. And that's what make all of this sad because they always want to talk about what y'all can talk about his teeth, but why don't y'all talk about them big soup coolers on this man's face that take up half of his face? Why don't y'all talk about that wide flat nose that you can look up when he looks in a camera? Why don't y'all talk about that big belly? Why don't y'all talk about how funky he looked when he put on clothes? My two looks like to me like they were sharing a meal. It looked like that to me too. I didn't want to say it. The moose is another child spending all. You always have filters. Carolyn Tucker, you look like somebody else. Your profile picture look like somebody else. Did you change your name? She always has filters because she knows how she look without those filters. She does not look the same. Walker with legs. Where you been? Look at us stay fresh at the feet. Not the kids. Her body ain't body because she isn't eating. She's stressing. Yep. I bet if she could take back everything that she's going through and throw that man back out there to whoever want him, she would do it. But she too vested in it now. Exactly, and it ain't paid for nothing, not even his gas. Nope. You got the prize. I haven't seen it. I was looking at somebody and they say that she had gotten it done, but I don't know. Who's got new sneaker shoes? Exactly, Cheryl Lynn. Yep, he kept them fresh at the head and feet. Hey, Auntie. All the women who support her just like her. She lives only to please that boy. Exactly. And she does not acknowledge them until she needs them. So, Auntie Chemo. Them kids probably uncomfortable staying over. They probably are. I know I would be. I would hate to be. Thank you for subscribing, Carrie. I appreciate that. I was just saying one of your words about them there. Knock knee slump foot. He is. He is. Timo outside. I don't think he. I don't know, Sex Ray. I kind of think so now. Aunt TV going in, y'all. What was Bree's relationship? Don't nobody know. We only know her portion of what she says, but don't nobody really know. And that's probably why she hadn't healed, because she know that the relationship wasn't as it should have been when her mother passed away. Hello, Angela. Say hello, Auntie Pimo. I love your commentary, honey child. You crack me up. I'm going to start supporting you more, not just like anymore. Peace. I can't stand that done there. I can't stand him either. I think a lot of people don't. I told y'all I lost respect for him when he know he did that and he allowed that man to get blamed for it and did not come out and correct that. And he's gonna get his karma for that. She has messed up her brand. Robert Brand not honestly feel like she messed up. Yeah, I think so too. As well as I think he would be a little further in his career, but Karma is spinning the block on both of them. Exactly. Because everything that he tries to do, it does not pan out. Like she went on Country Wayne, he went on Country Wayne. Country Wayne did not use her more than an episode. Johnell had a foot in the door. However, I think because of all the bad, and that's why they didn't use her, because of all the bad publicity that came behind that. She was not called back, and I think that's why they eventually wrote Johnell's character off, because of all the negative and bad publicity he got behind him. I don't care how much he tries to clean up his image now. You put your hand in it and you stayed in it too long. People was telling you to get out of it. People was telling you that you messing up your brand. You thought it was funny because you were trying to get supporters. But I wouldn't have wanted those toxic supporters like that. If I had a brand and I was a promising actor, there's no way I would have attached my brand to them and how they were doing. I wouldn't have attached my brand to that. But he was so thirsty and he was looking at her checks. He became thirsty and wanted checks like her checks. So he went along with it. And he don't know they the movie career is not gonna come looking for you if you got a lot of toxicity behind your brand. So I think him being thirsty and listening to her, it helped mess up his brand as well. He thinks he fine. Child, that girl know that Nick. I was gonna say that ninja ugly. That buckwheat picture that they showed when he was little. Let me shut up. There's no way I would have had a child with somebody that looked like buckwheat because of the possibilities. I'll just leave it at that. She's that roommate. That's why it's not posted anymore. Impressy, baby. I don't know. She's who roommate or what roommate? That girl don't see. That girl don't see how he's drugged her tail down just like that long lip down to the floor. Exactly, Sunflower. Cause them lips do hang, baby. That bottom especially. And then I hate to see this man eat. I hate to see him eat. He be having stuff all in the corners of his mouth. I can't stand that. I know I'm all the way up in the because I already thank you again, Karen, for the super chat. She's perfect to hide no babies. Man. I her own people are getting mad though because I was in her comments the other day when they was putting those AI pictures up there, and it was people actually saying that they unsubscribed to that channel and they unfollowing her because they feel like they're playing on them. They paid to see those babies. They paid to see content of those babies, and they were not seeing it. And the people, of course, her super fans were in the chat. Super supporters were in the chat talking about. I don't blame them for not showing them either. So the other side can do this, or so the other side can do that. No, she knew what the other side was like when she promised those people that if they joined her subscribe to her Facebook channel, they was gonna get special content with the babies, and she has not done that. And a few of them are starting to come around, especially with them playing in people's faces with the AI babies. But I personally think that they slipping real pictures of them babies in there while they. Well, I'm not gonna say them babies, but I do think one of those pictures of the little girl. I think that one of those pictures was real because if y'all look at the pictures, the hair on the AI pictures seems like it's laying down. You cannot see individual strands, but the one picture of the little girl, you can see the little nappy hair. And I ran it through Chat GPT. Don't laugh. And it said that that picture that I think was an authentic picture. And then when the other ones I put through, it said they were AI pictures. Yes, she's picking. Yep, she is playing. That's what they deserve, though. They too old to let a 33-year-old, I still say she about 36, 37, but let a 33-year-old play on them like that. I was in someone's live and they confirmed what I always thought about. What, Pmo, are you, if you're still in here, can you come up and tell us what you confirmed or what they confirmed that you thought? Yep, he stays dressed. He is neat as I don't know what. They can say what they want to say about him, but they can't say he's neat, not neat, and they can't say that he looked funky. I believe that Sunflower. I say that all the time. She do stay cutting up on that nipple. He's her seventh child. They only tolerate each other. Yeah, I can't get off him because those babies deserve better. Exactly, they deserve better than what she's brought forth in their lives. Mm, I'll go live sometimes. I'm just doing my fellow sisters. I love all of them. Love you too, Pimo. Just waiting patiently. Yep. Hey, Ma, dudes. Okay, thank you. I will be there, Auntie. What time, Auntie, are you going live? I know it, caramel cutie. I I'm not gonna do that this time though. But I'm just saying, when you get overwhelmed, if this is your only way of income, you have to do it. But if not, then you will take a break from it. And I know she hates that this is her only way of income because she can't take a break. She got 7 children to see about. He do need a whole makeover. I be looking at him when he call himself be doing those photo shoots, and they don't be looking no better. It's his choice of clothing. He went to a premiere, a movie premiere, had on this burgundy tweed suit, burgundy purplish looking tweed suit with some tennis shoes. They were not him. He was walking on the pants leg. I said, Robert would never. You going to a shoot for a movie that you got coming out or a premiere for a movie you got coming out, and this the best you can look? He was so broke she had to put gas in his vehicle. Exactly. But now he's living the life. He think he's living the life. He's driving her BMW. He's got all this jewelry. She done gave him an upgrade from like material stuff, but that clothing, she hadn't upgraded him for that. She didn't teach him anything about dressing. And like I say, this man he doesn't add value to her life. He devalues her life because if he were a man, he would tell her, stop spending all this money on me and put some aside for your kids. He would tell her that, but he's never told her that because he's a selfish asshole that likes being spoiled and likes this woman spending money on her. He don't care nothing about that. He would have told her, you got all this money coming in. Get an IRA. Put some aside for them kids' future. Put some aside for your future so you won't have to live month to month. Save this money. Go pay cash for a car. Stop paying $2,000 a month for a car. That's a man. That's a man's way of thinking. A man, he don't care about how she does it as long as she does it because he drives the car. I see him driving the car more than her. So he don't care that she paying $2,000 a month where she could have paid $35,000-$40,000 for the same year car, the same type car, BMW X5, the one that she said that she was paying all that money on. When I looked up the year, that car is 35, 35 to 48,000 on high end, and some places were selling it for a little bit more. But he would have told her, just put the money aside until you can buy one and just go ahead and outright buy it. Don't sign up to pay $100,000 on a $40,000 car. But he's not a man. He don't care as long as he looked the part. He didn't care. Exactly. Exactly. My heart hurts for those kids so bad. Hey, ain't used to nothing. That's why he act like exactly. Johnell needs to get a job at UPS or lift his damn stuff. Exactly. Instead of in between jobs where he ain't got nothing for all these months, depending on this woman to take care of him. Because allegedly she got evicted, and it's alleged that that's the reason she's staying with him, and that she's paying the bills. And then it was also alleged that the home was in foreclosure. I don't know how true that is, and that was one of the reasons she let hers go to move in and help him out. It'll come out in the end because wherever people be getting their information from and put it out there, later on, it always comes back that it was some truth to what was said because she'll come back and double down on what was said that was when at the time it was said denied by her or denied by her people. And that, while I'm speaking about her and her people, y'all remember before she took him on vacation, before she took him on vacation, she put up a GoFundMe. That GoFundMe got up to $13,000. She then went on vacation for his birthday and took him on vacation. And then she came out and said she had an attorney. Went to court without an attorney. She went to court with her divorce attorney. She said she was getting top-notch attorneys, right? Okay. Then her birthday came around. They went on another trip. Nothing else has been said about the court cases, taking people to court, the GoFundMe. It's like they do not care about being used. They don't care. Long as they showing this side up, that's all they care about. They don't care about her lying to them in their faces. I'm gonna say and I stand by it. I may be wrong, but it's my opinion. That's why my disclaimer's going around because this is my opinion. I think that the reason that GoFundMe put up and it was said that she was going to fight for her kids because people were doing this and that to her kids, I think that was all to get up quick money so that because she knew his birthday was coming up, so that and she was not making the funds that she was making in the past. It was for her to show him a good time on his birthday. And if you saw, Lala went, her mother went. I think she flew them all over there off of her supporters' back. The Mooses are going to be an A-list connected to Skin and Bones brand because It's negative, and casting director is not going to be associated with that. He eat with his mouth. Yeah, that's nasty. Chew with his mouth open, and then don't even wipe the mess from the sides of it, and be talking. I hate a person that don't wait till they chew and swallow and be talking, and you can see all the food down their throat. Why would you ask for a 14 child and you can't get it? Take care of that child. She's stuck in their feet. Yeah, next one thing. Oh, yep. Healing hearts, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Yes, she finally got it done. Okay, I haven't seen that. Was it on her page? Me, it's the tattoos and all. No, it's me. Tattoos and all. In a relationship, is your finished? She came spend it, and now that's what it exactly. You can't go into a relationship one way and expect it to stay that way. They say how you go into a relationship is what you did to get them. You got to do it to keep them. That's what I used to tell my sons. Do not do no more than you intend on doing all throughout the relationship. If you go in it and you showing her all this attention and affection, once you get her where you want her, don't stop. You still got to do the same thing. If you don't want them straying, and if you want them to um, respect you, you got to treat them like you treated them in the beginning. You can't be like, oh, I got her now, I can stop doing that. No, you cannot. You still got to treat her just like you treated her in the beginning. And that's why Johnell expects these things from her. Ain't no way this ninja would be a real man, could be considered a real man, and he knew that she had a court date and would allow her to travel out of the country for his birthday, knowing that she got to go to court. They didn't know until the day of that was going to get continued. They knew they was asking for it, but they didn't know that it was going to be granted. Chewing like he's mixed with llama and goat. Exactly. Because it's that big beaver, honey. No, ma'am. Nope. It is confirmed the first baby dad is the father of all three. That's what's said. Some people still don't think the one that's living with them is his. But if he's claiming all three of them, then they his. Do y'all remember when Mostly was in the crib with the babies and she had on black and white romper? And she had on for a few days, so sad. Exactly. Exactly. She was dry on there, no acting behind. He's supposed to have several movies coming out the window. I don't know, but I watched that one that he bigged up and he was only in it for like 15 minutes total. And like she was bigging up that little movie she was in, and she was only in it for a minute and 30 something seconds. I'm like, all this for a cameo? Just let us notice that as you don't over. Just let us look at the movie and say, "Oh, there go Briana." But you done went and you advertised that like you really that. Let me tell you, the part that she showed on her thing, that's the whole part in the movie. Girl, just let people be surprised because that ain't no flex. The ninja ain't gonna ever leave you because she pay his way. I hate that for her because she really don't love herself to still be with him. Y'all don't care for her or y'all. He don't care for her or her children, and he don't. He does not. She knows this. She knows that because when she was giving her testimonials when they broke up last year in June or July, when she was in the truck giving them and was talking about how he did her and talking about everything, she was saying that he's never done anything for her. She pays for everything. So that lets her know it's a situation where I'm in a relationship and um my kindness is not being reciprocated. I'm giving, and he's taking, but he's not giving me anything. Like I said earlier in this live, how can you be in a relationship and you cannot show anything that this man has ever done for you? He gave you a Cartier watch, and they broke it down and showed that it was a fake. He didn't care enough for her to get her a real watch. And I'm not knocking him. If that was all he can afford, that's all he can afford. But they say he got mad and took that back. He allowed her to move in because he can't pay his own mortgage. Exactly, that's what I heard, Auntie. And then the little, like, y'all know she's known for buying herself stuff and pretend. And I'm going by what she said herself. She's known for buying herself stuff and then pretending that the man gave it to her. She bought herself a ring. Let her tell it when they was asking her why was she still wearing that wedding ring and she's not with Robert no more. She said the reason she was wearing that ring was because she bought it and she gonna wear it because she paid for it. So if this is a habit you got, so we know that you will buy things for yourself and you went through the shenanigans of having him put it on your finger like he had bought it. And Robert's face looked like he did not want to do that. I'm keeping it 100. When he did that video and he was putting that ring on her finger, he looked like he did not want to do that. But she's known for buying herself gifts and then turning the camera on to make it look like the man bought it. And when he bought her this Coach bag, and not the Coach bag, she don't do Coach, the sandals, the Michael Kors purse, when he and the ring, the so-called ring that I still think she bought for herself. When he did all of that, I said, "Then this man ain't bought this. He can't even be serious presenting it to you. He's giving it to you and laughing. He's supposed to be, will you, will you be my, He couldn't even be serious in what was supposed to be filmed as a serious moment because he knew it was not real. He knew it was not real. He wasn't acting. He knew that they was playing for the camera. And then she got somebody filming and she looking over in the camera, I guess to see the comments. But even in that moment, he showed his disrespect for her then by grabbing her behind when she gave him all and Momo was right there. And then another time when she was giving him all them presents, he walked over to her, kiss her, grab her behind in front of all them people. He from the beginning he's shown that he does not respect her. He's too late to clean up, y'all. He's too late to clean up, y'all. Yep. Let's see. That's why Moose look for more and does and stay in the gym, and he still is not doing any better losing nothing. That stomach's still big. No six pack, no nothing. She made all that fun up, made fun of how Robert looked, and then she with somebody that look way worse than Robert. I was thinking about something. Lionel got was sleeping when she was 16. They were together for 4 years. How is it his fault he didn't go to her mother's funeral or wasn't there for her? Everything is everybody else's fault, my dude. She always want to blame everybody else for her fuck up. Her eyes are empty. She seems like she's full of simmering rage. Exactly. Definitely don't look happy at all. Thank you, Bernadette, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. That girl weak as ever. How you lie on your husband and then end up with a ninja that actually does everything you lied on RH about. She done up exactly. And the thing about it, they know this. Some people know this, but they will never own up to it because it's like a game to them. This is somebody's life that they are purposely destroying, built on a lie. They know it's a lie, and they still destroying it. And she likes to come forward and say, "I told my truth." Your truth might be what's in your head, but that don't make it right. Your truth don't mean it's right. It don't mean it's the truth. You know how they say some people actually believe their lies. Thank you. Thank you for reading. You know how people believe their own lies to the point to if anybody tells them the truth, they're gonna say the other person lying because they actually believe what they're saying. That's what I think this girl does. She done lied so much so she actually believed that lie. Girl, you got one of them big old dogs. and they mean too. They're very protective though. I was just talking about one of those dogs on the phone with the customer yesterday. They were saying they had one and that the reason they got it was because they were very protective. But I do know they're big. Why is she so broke now? Is there a substance? I don't know. I don't know. He probably don't like this book. Not the skid marks, Christina. Y'all, I don't think any of them picked up those babies. I would never have any kids. I wouldn't either. And that's the problem. I promise you I wouldn't. And why would she? Why would she do that? Why would I at the time that she got pregnant, y'all, you know his acting career had started. He was in California every other week and it was starting to pick up. But just as quickly as it picked up, it slowed right back down. I guess she thought that because he was getting some acting gigs and getting movies and this, that, and the other, because he was announcing movies all the time during that time. I guess because he had started, if things had started to pick up for him, she thought, okay, he's gonna take off now. I got to make sure he gonna be around. So we all know from when others have come out of her camp and told that she was trying to get pregnant on purpose, she been doing it, and I bet she was ecstatic when she was like, "I'm finally pregnant. I'm in there now." And then he ain't did nothing, nothing since. She didn't go to her. No, she didn't go to her mom's funeral. But I heard somebody say that she was there, but she said she didn't go. But I heard somebody said the family members say that she was there. So I don't know what to believe when it comes to that girl. Like who just wake up and get dressed in the dark? Oh, wide hip mist. Exactly. Come on, dude. He be looking like hybrid Peter Pan and undressed 3000. Exactly. That man cannot dress to save his life. Six and skin and bones. She can't dress. She can't. She dresses herself real cheap. The stuff that she orders real cheap. Um, you wouldn't think that a person that buys these extravagant gifts for others don't put that same type of money on herself. She puts her most of her money in her hair, and she was on her platform looking for braiders and looking for lock specialists. And I'm thinking that she was trying to cut a deal. If you do this, I'll shout you out on my page and get you more business of that type of thing. Trying to wear a beard like no way. Yep. You can't teach him anything about dressing because she knows nothing about it. Her go-to is as little clothes as possible. RH is the one with the fashion sense. I thought the BMW is repro. I don't know because that car that they're in, it still looks like that same car that they've been in with the tan seats in it. It may be another one. She may just like that white and tan, but it looked like it was the same one. He needs a nose because every picture see exactly, exactly. I cannot stand that. Oh, I can't stand that man riding with them chicks around. Yep. Wait, she still. I think she does now. I think she does. Next time you all see them in the car, it looks like the same exact car that they were in on throughout the course of this. I'm thinking that that's another thing that she was able to save it with some of that GoFundMe money. But it did enhance and help was able to help her do things. But I think she still does have it. If y'all look at the video when they was going to church, that looked like the same car. I'm not sure. She's fallen out with a lot of people. She's fallen out with a lot of people. And those people that was once there and was close and personal and knew everything that was going on, she did them wrong. So they had lives and they put out things that went on behind the scenes with her in real life. And um once she got with Johnell, she started changing toward her people and pushed her people to the side so they came forward and told what really went on. You don't think that's it, Karen? She does not have anything. Donnell can't pay them bills. He had to let her move in. But ain't no way I would have done that. I know. I know it. What I said, Christina, because I'll stay behind in the comments, y'all. That's exactly what it was. I don't want walking in the meeting with friends. He's just pressing her to find a lot. Yep, that's okay. Bubblegum lips, sorry, ass mammy. Yes, I said mammy. That's what she is. Down here in the country, that's what they call these half-ass mothers. That ain't no mother, that's a mammy. I hadn't heard that term in years until I heard Pimo say it. That is crazy. I won't be surprised if he had another family when he's away. I wouldn't either. There, I get him. What? She is smarter than a judge. She deserves everything she gets. Yep. All these receipts they be talking about, like the fake doctor's receipt that came from the hospital when she allegedly broke her right finger, but had the left one had broke her right finger, but had the left one bandaged up, like that one. And when she that was so badly done. I don't know who be helping her get her documents, but you can tell they be fake. She knows her ass has to continue to support him, whatever. Yep. She bought. She always does, and then try to pretend those men do it. Pay attention. She walking and pistol. She is. That's when you can tell she's not saying she's talking about herself and her situation, but you can listen to what she's saying. She won't really look at the camera because um she's I believe when she does those walks in the morning and go to talk and she's talking about herself and everybody can see she's not happy. She knows he's using her. So pitiful. It is pitiful to know a man is using you. Know a man don't want you, but you would rather pay your coins to keep him there, all because you don't want to be alone and don't want another failed relationship. That's why when I say they buying them self love books, how y'all gonna be con like that? Because this girl does not have an ounce of self love. Because ain't no way I'd let a ninja do me like that. The big stepper ended up being a small crawler. She thought he was heading somewhere and had already arrived and he ain't heading nowhere. She had two cars. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought I thought she had a Kia Telluride, and I thought she had whatever the other car was. Okay, my two BMW. Nope. Okay, it just looked like the same car. My two, I forgot. I wonder what happened to her so-called friend she claimed bought a house for that she was always calling her sister the heavyset girl. Those were skits when she was claiming she was buying cars and buying houses. Those were skits. She wasn't doing that for real. Hey, Josephine. If he does, he doesn't ever drive it because we always see it in her car. She don't have to run. She don't have what to run. Only for dad and Moose because she shit on her real stuff, but she not loyal friend. No, she does not know how to show loyalty at all. That was powerful. It is sad. And then whoever she's like her dad I cannot say if he's not saying the right things to her, because when she was at Johnell's house in her lingerie outside his house demanding a ring back, her dad was on the phone telling her to do the right thing. Go back to the house with them kids. Get your butt back to the house with them kids. I'll get the ring. So her dad was telling her to go back home. She didn't do it. So I cannot say that he does not tell her the right things to do. We do know she don't listen to anybody. She does not listen to nobody when it comes to what Briana wants to do. But yeah, I just wanted to do this live, y'all, because they when they started, they would do everything on her supporters would do everything but acknowledge her. And they were in my comments. They stay in my comments. They stay in my comments talking about me talking about her. Me talking, "Why don't won't you tell Robert this? Or won't you tell Robert that? Why y'all ain't saying this to Robert? Robert ain't doing half of the stuff this girl out here doing. He's not doing half of the stuff." And I be asking them, why y'all not in them people comments telling them to leave Robert alone, leave his family alone? Don't come over here telling us what y'all think we should do, because y'all don't want us talking about y'all queen. And y'all queen just as fucked up. I bet he is eating her up to be silent. But because of the damage that is done to because of the damage is done to the brands, he will not let her talk. Yeah. Y'all remember when he caught her on the camera, and he was like, she tried to start talking about the super chats when he walked in the room. After that live, she got on the camera looking all sad because he probably had gotten on her. She be in the camera looking like I know y'all know I'm lying, but I don't care. Exactly. I think that relationship is very strange, and I don't know. I heard that when Robert was supposed to meet her with Momo, and this is alleged, but this is what I heard. When Robert was supposed to meet her with Momo, and he went to the police station, and she didn't show up, um, and she took Momo out of town. They went to Wonder World. I don't know if they were at the beach or if they were in Orlando, because I know Daytona has one too. It's alleged that he was there with her and the kids. That Sleepy was there too. It's alleged. I don't know how whoever said that would know, but that's what's out there. Yes, my two, it has to be two ways. He did not do this right. I knew what you meant. I knew exactly what you meant. But y'all, I'm about to get off. I just wanted to come and remind people of who Johnell Young is. And in case y'all came to my live late and you all missed the character of Johnell Young, I will go back over it for you. Johnell Young is not who they want him to be, and he's not who Bree amps him up to be. He hits on other people's children. He argues with 9-year-olds. He makes their mother buy him $1,100 shoes to make up for a pair that her son allegedly wore to school and scuffed up, and she probably bought the original shoes anyway. He antagonized a 3-year-old about her father. He talked big shit about antagonizing the 3-year-old about the father, said on a post, I antagonized you with your child and you still won't do nothing. So he let the world know that he used this child to antagonize the father. He's a cheater. He pillow talked with his alleged side woman about his girlfriend. He hits women, he chokes women, he spits on women, he uses women. He's a narcissist, and he tried to trip his pregnant girlfriend when they were going in the doctor's office. Now that is Johnell X Young character. So while they talking about Robert, let's talk about Johnell's character. The same one that scratched her, the same one that allowed Briana to frame her ex. knowing that he had done the things that she was framing Robert for. That's Johnell's character. And I'm sorry you're all late, Aisha and Karen. Oh, Aisha. But I was getting ready to close. I was just closing out with Johnell's character and why he cannot hold a candle to Robert. And he can never compete with Robert. So they want to have conversations. Let's talk about that and let them try to justify Johnell's actions and show where he is deserving of the praise they've been giving him or the silence that they've been giving him. But thank you all for coming to my live again. And I appreciate y'all as usual, but we've been on here 2 hours and 20 minutes. Y'all go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm gonna go try to find me something to eat. Um, Thank you, Karen. I appreciate you for sticking in here with me until the end, girl. I appreciate all of you all. And I love you all. And I can't say when I'll go live again. Thank you, Christina. I can't say when I'll go live again, but I will try to go more frequently. This is a peak season with these 401ks because that stock market is up and down. So we get a lot of people calling in wanting to trade their stock, wanting to put their funds in different and love you too, my dudes, and healing heart, and different funds. So we getting a higher call volume, and I just be tired. It's not that I don't be wanting to go, I just be tired. And like I told y'all today, I was gonna change my mind about going because today at 5:30 was 6 years that my husband died. And I'm glad I was on live because when 5:30 hit, I would have been in the bed crying again. So thank y'all for hanging out with me on today, especially because I needed this live. And you all interacting, that made it all the better. But again, thank y'all and love y'all. And I will see you all soon. Bye guys. Oh, let me thank you all. Thank you, Carmel Cutie, for the super sticker. And thank you for the one for Tabby. Thank you, Teresa Paul, for being a new member and the super chat. Thank you, True Slayer, for the super sticker. Thank you, Karen, for the super sticker. And thank you, Bernadette Edwards, for the super sticker. I appreciate you all. Love you all. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.